Welcome back to Slightly Less Than Perfect. I'm Mark the Dad 2 times, and I know why you're here because you read the title, but you know why I'm here. My brother's been in a diabetic coma for a couple weeks, probably a month, like a little over a month now, and these are the crazy theories that I used to tell him until he wakes up from his nappy nap. I'm sharing with you. And so we're in round 3 of Blackbeard versus the Straw Hat Pirates, right? We're going to talk about Franky versus Burgess, Jesus Burgess. Why? That seems so random. Like, why wouldn't he fight Sanji or somebody, right? Because we always know Franky always fight the manliest man. Look at Senior Pink in his fight. It's gonna be like that fight on steroids because Jesus Burgess has the strong fruit. So as strong as he is, he's gonna get stronger because of the fruit. What's the cap on the fruit? We don't know. He's just chucking mountains like they were nothing, and he's part metal, right? Because Sabo messed up his face, and I'm sure he has some in his hand, and I'm sure Sabo was some other stuff leading up to that point. Like he'll probably have some more mechanical parts being there, probably part of his story leading up to his fight with Franky. And we already know Franky's the Cyborg Supreme, you know what I mean? And his whole thing is like Franky is powered by calamity now, chaos. Like he's powered by just raw energy of like a wildfire, like raw, like elemental shit. Like that's what is powering him now, and we only can imagine like that's going to get more powerful as time goes on, or his usage and understanding of it, as well as his maybe being able to extract and multiply the power. Like I described in earlier videos as like having a mini-nuke. Like he is a mini-nuke, and I think by the end of it, Franky himself will probably just be full on. Yeah, you get me? So, and I think this is going to be like man versus machine in the sense that like Burgess is going to rely on his devil fruit and that to do his machine parts to do everything, and Franky's is going to rely on his manliness, and I mean that in like the most literal sense, like him and like how he outlasted Pink, because at this end of it, like Oda's a wrestling fan, huge wrestling fan. Like look at all the giants in Elbaf, they're all based off wrestlers or Norse gods, Norse mythology or whatever. Franky and Burgess is going to be like the best scripted wrestling match you will ever see in your life. We're going to get the most spectacular, ridiculous, manly man. I'm talking about like ultimate muscle level, manly, glistening muscles, like all of that. Like it's going to be so masculine that it's going to be homoerotic. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like it's going to be ridiculous. And that fight is going to be like Franky showing that like what literal willpower and ingenuity can do versus the devil fruit, because we know at the end of the day like the Blackbeard Pirates are relying on their devil fruits, whereas all the Straw Hats that have devil fruits, their devil fruits are part of them and they accept it as a part of their being, but they don't rely on that fruit to do everything for them, because remember at the end of the day Haki rules all. Haki is supreme to all. Kaido told us that, Luffy told us that, everything we see has told us that. Like your devil fruit cannot save you at the end of the day. Haki is what will do it. So at some point before this or during this fight, Franky is going to get Haki on a ridiculous level. I mean, realistically, he only needs armor. He probably get armament and observation. And the reason I say might is because he's a cyborg. So technically the way his cybernetics and stuff work, he could have Haki or be able to do Haki-like feats without actually having Haki. Because but then I think I'm of two minds on this. Like I think he can use Haki because we saw Kuma use Haki, right? And Kuma's is on the last of his willpower, and he was able to punch Saturn in the face with enough Haki to stop Saturn momentarily. You know what I mean? So with that logic, I do believe Franky has the ability to learn Haki. Do I think Oda will give him Haki? I mean, kind of. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, it doesn't. I don't think it matters because, again, like I said, he still is a cyborg. So all of those feats that he can do, he can do them. He could just do them because he's powered by like chaos and natural energy, like on the scale of a nuke. You know what I mean? So it's like, does he need Haki? Technically, probably yes. But I mean, is he already doing something comparable? Technically, probably yes. But I mean, what's your difference? What do you think? Franky versus Burgess. That's my hat in the ring.